Hey guys, ArchieLuxury channel. It is 2020. First video for 2020, 1st of Jan. ArchieLuxury reporting for duty, sir. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Patek Philippe 5035 annual calendar to signify the new year. Okay, we're talking today Rolex price rises, and it's official. Prices in Australia have risen. Certain models have gone up 10%. Others have they've been tweaked a little bit. But let me tell you, I just had a friend, Dave, the super collector, flew out of Sydney this morning, went straight to the Rolex boutique. And it doesn't matter about the price rises. Why doesn't it matter? Because there's only fucking 3 Rolex in the store. 3 Rolex. And Dave, super collector, said, are they in the back? No, that's it, they said. It's fucked. Absolutely fucked. And what's basically happening is you've got to understand why these price rises are happening. See, in a normal world, a company, if the products were selling for way over retail, the company would adjust them up. But Rolex can't. They're a charitable trust. They got set rules. See, that Hans Wildoff guy, he didn't have any children. And although he had relatives, it became a charitable trust which runs the Rolex Foundation, Rolex Enterprise Awards, etc., etc., etc. The problem is this was formulated, the deeds to how the business was to be run was formulated before he died, and obviously the market has completely changed, and it's very difficult to change them. So basically speaking, Rolex Daytonas should be double the current retail price. They should be double. Submariners should be about 50% more. Prices should be way up, but Rolex can't do this. So they have very limited tweaking ability, and once a year they're able to, because of the charitable trust rules, obviously, of course, Rolex would deny this, but they can tweak the prices. They also adjust prices in line with currency fluctuations. Now, the thing is, I don't think it really matters, the price increase. So, roughly speaking, we're talking 10% in the Australian market. It doesn't fucking matter. Why doesn't it fucking matter? Because there's no stock. There is absolutely no fucking stock. That's correct. I gotta be honest with you. There is no stock. I gotta be frank and honest and true to God. There's no fucking stock. There is absolutely no stock. There is no stock. There is no stock. There's no stock. Okay? There's no fucking stock. So it doesn't matter. It's 10% up because you can't get the piece. And I gotta be honest with you, the only way you can get pieces from an AD is they call it packaging. And I got a good ex-friend of mine. He's a bit of a, he went to Rolex and he pretended he did well. But I know the truth. He's a fucking liar. He's a fucking lying snake. And the reality is, the dealers will sell you Hulks. They'll sell you Daytonas. They want you to buy jewelry. They want you to buy jewelry. Yeah, see, jewelry doesn't actually retain its value like a Rolex. So it's kind of fucked from the Latin. So it's really fucked, okay? It's really fucked. It's fucked. So the reality is, man, they will sell you a Hulk or a Batman or a Panda if you buy jewelry at retail with no discount. The problem is that jewelry, take it out the door, it's worth a lot less. Thank you, Blue Nile and online sellers. Yes, it's a problem. It's a problem. So I gotta tell you, there is no stock. It doesn't fucking matter. Rolex Rolex is fucking out of their mind. I mean, I got to be completely frank with you guys. It is time. 2020, let me tell you what I would be doing. I would honestly say to you, you know, I honestly think the bargains at this point in time, Rolex is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you want to know the real bargains, I reckon Patek dress genre. Patek Sports is fucking ridiculous. But dress genre, it's never been cheaper to get a classic Patek in a precious metal. It's never been cheaper. Obviously, there's not much stock because it's a limited type of market there. I think that's a hell of a lot better than fucking mass-produced Rolex. I do love Rolex. Personally, what would I buy if I was new into watches? What are some things I would buy? Well, for starters, I wouldn't be fucking buying new. I wouldn't be new. I think some really good models. Okay, let's take a classic, couple of classic Rolexes. Submariner. Let's face it, we love a steel stunner. What alternative to the sub would I personally get? I think a model that comes to mind is the Breitling Super Ocean Heritage. Super Ocean Heritage. It's a retro style diver. Amazing bang per buck. This generation, they've got Series 1 and Series 2. Series 2 had the Tudor in-house movement and a ceramic bezel. I think, aesthetically, I think the aluminum bezel's better because it's a fucking retro watch. So I think that is a really good diver on a budget. Second hand, you don't buy it new. You buy it new, you'll fucking, you'll be ripped to second, third, fourth, and fifth asshole. Okay, what's another piece? Okay, a GMT function wristwatch. What would I buy? I tell you what I'd buy right now. I reckon the Tudor Pepsi is pretty damn good. They have started to stabilize. They're a very cool watch. I don't think anyone else. Omega did a shit job of GMT function Seamasters. That's fucked. It's fucked. Okay. What other watch? Look, there's another approach. You could go ArchieLuxury Duo. That's a kind of a cool way. But I honestly would say Tudor Pepsi. Tudor Pepsi, I think, is a good thing to buy. Okay, what else? What other key lines? A chronograph. What classic chronograph would I get if I was looking for a chronograph today? Well, the Daytonas. I tell you what, Daytonas are fucking ridiculous. So I wouldn't be buying a Daytona. I would be saying, well, Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. It's iconic, it's classic, it's great. I'd either get the Helsa-like glass one, I'd either get the first Omega in space, or I'd even get maybe a second-hand Broad Arrow. I think those are classic type Omegas. I'd also consider the new reissue, the retro-styled Speedmaster Mark II, that using a column wheel chronograph. A very, very nice piece indeed. If you want purist, if you're a real chronograph purist, what would I get? Fucking only one choice. Zenith, Chronomeister, and I'd get the reissue of the 1969, either 38mm or 42, depending whether you're a fat cunt or a skinny fucker. I reckon you gotta buy it second hand. Do not buy it new. Those pieces you cannot buy new. You gotta buy them used. Very soft in the marketplace. If I wanted to buy a diver, I'd be looking at buying I reckon if you want a PAM, if you got a big thing for the Arnie Schwarzenegger thing, go for a PAM 111 or 112. That's right, you're going to buy that pre-owned, because that's the classic iconic PAMs. Forget PAMs with chronographs, forget PAMs with GMT functions. You want classic PAM. That's what you want. I'd also consider the California dial PAM, even though it is a bit of a monster. What other pieces would I do there? I got to be completely frank and honest with you. I would try and stay away from Rolex. It just, as a brand, they suck. Rolex dealers treat you like shit. They're just, fuck me, they're just, everything I loathe in the watch industry is basically the Rolex customer. I would say Tudor is also very, very good. That's Rolex's sister brand. Tudor's very good. the only thing with Tudor is stay the fuck away from anything that is, they got the Monarch series. Fuck, that's dog shit. They even had the Grand Tour. That was fucking garbage. If you're gonna buy Tudor, you want to buy no gold plating. You got to have it only steel. Get away from that gold plated shit. I would be looking at Black Bay. Black Bay 58, slightly smaller, is good for a skinnier guy. If you're a fat cunt, go for the standard Tudor Black Bay. I think in the chronographs, I would go for the Monte Carlo. The Monte Carlo, I like the Monte Carlo. Even though it uses an ETA movement, I still really highly respect the Monte Carlo. And of course the Tudor Pepsi. So those are some choices. What other brands would I really recommend there for a sporty upmarket feel? I would say Breguet has some bargains, whether it's a Breguet Type 20. Type 20, absolute bargain indeed. Beautiful. Upmarket coin edging. It's a delicate watch. It's not as robust as a Rolex, but it's so much more classier. I mean, fucking jerks buy Rolex. A lot of the customers who buy Rolex, they're just fucking show-offs. So I'd be saying, you know, really, Breguet is a great brand. The Breguet Marine is beautiful. The dress watches, I'd probably go into Patek if you're going to go precious metal in Breguet, because Breguet secondary values are they've plummeted like a stone. You don't want to buy Breguet new, but on the used market, they're not so bad. As far as AP goes, I'd stay the fuck away from AP. Fuck AP. Vacheron. Be careful. Be very careful what you buy in Vacheron. Lange at the moment is an absolute bargain. I got a friend of mine just bought a Lange perpetual calendar, 18K, yellow gold. Okay, yellow gold's a wee bit softer than the white, but it's a fucking Lange perpetual calendar under 50,000. 50,000 Australian, not 50,000 US, 50,000 Australian, under 50,000 Australian, which translate to 40K, 40,000 US smackaroonies. That's the way I would go there. I would really say, to be honest with you, man, I would be really saying you want to be buying things value. If you're a Patek fanboy, Patek, gold on a strap it's never a bargain with Patek, but it's more affordable. This is the terrible thing. You look at a Patek Philippe Classic Calatrava, you can get a 5196, 13.5 US. Okay, I'd rather have that than a fucking. Now I know when you compare it to a Rolex, you're talking different genre. One's a sports watch, one's a luxury businessman's watch. Well, the funny thing is they're actually both dress watches now, because they're so expensive, the Rolexes, you wouldn't use it for the purpose it was intended for. So as far as the Rolex price rise go, it doesn't fucking matter. It makes no difference, because there is no fucking stock. There is nothing available. And I gotta be completely frank and honest with you, I don't think it's going to improve. I think it's just a reflection of the times. And I personally would say Rolex is just boring, man. It's boring, man. It's boring. It's very boring, very overdone. So my advice is, man, buy value. If I was new into watches, I wouldn't be buying Rolex. I mean, $10,000 Australian, 7,000 US for a man. That's a lot of money, because he's got a family, he's got a wife. They can't just keep spending big. This is why the watch market is full of fucking pricks, because they're spending way more than their wives or wallets allow. Pipers need to be paid, and it's just not going to work. It's going to backfire. My advice is buy value, buy nice quality watches, but don't get sucked in by Rolex bullshit. Do I hate Rolex? No, I don't. I love Rolex. However, I hate the fucking jerks who buy these things. They are real tools. They're tools. A lot of people who buy Rolex are just jerks. And I think that's sad because they are a really good watch. Do I think things will get better? I don't. I think it's situation normal. 2020, I think Rolex, we're not going to see any changes until 2025. I think a lot of people who would be enthusiasts will be disgruntled and not enter the market. That's what's going to happen. And the worst thing that can happen is one of these wankers goes and buys a Breitling at retail, and then they're really fucked. Then they don't get the kudos. They got to sell it because. So guys, to wrap up, Rolex price range. Yep, it's happening all over the world. Prices are going up. The only time they're not going up is if the currency is super strong. Then they'll hold. So it's the price situation is determined by currency and the supply. Rolex wants to put prices up, but they want a uniform price, excluding the tax of a different country, across the world. That's what they want. What do I say about that? Well, that's just how it is. Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. Man, I would be buying anything but Rolex in this market. I'm Paul Pluto. This is a first video for 2020, January 1. Tell me what you fuckaroonies, tell me what the fuckaroonies think of that.